Or sometimes it's not just saying it, you have to actually mean what you say and put words behind your action.
It's good. Good.
Romans 12:17 tells us not to repay evil for evil. And that right there is biblical justification for why revenge is wrong. That alone is it. It says to be careful and do what is right to the eyes of everyone. So it's not just forgiving someone because God told you to, but forgiving someone because it makes your life easier. And God knows that, and that's why God is telling you to do it this way. That's why God is telling you to act this way.
It's good.
Because He knows forgiveness, or He knows that anger and revenge does not do good for anybody. All it does is take things apart.
It's good. Good.
In Matthew chapter 5, it talks about punishment fitting the crime. That's where you get the eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. And actually, that law wasn't made to make sure judges were doing the right kind of punishment. It was actually a mercy law. It was making sure the judge didn't do too much because, say, say my house fell in because the builder didn't do it right. Or say I was really good with the judge, and I got the judge to punish them way more than they should have been. They had to buy me 3 houses instead of 1. Well, the punishment should fit the crime. That says they should only build me 1 more house.
It's good. Good.
And actually, that law, that means it's a limit on vengeance. It stops revenge. It's another biblical justification. And still today, actually, people try and use the eye for an eye rule like it's a vengeance rule. It's biblical justification for me saying, well, I was just doing what he did to me. Because that makes it right? Because 2 wrongs make a right. 2 lefts make a right, but they don't really. All you do is turn around.
That's good, bro. That's good.
All right, and back to the precursor of revenge, wrath. James 1:19-20 says that everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry, for man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires.
That's good.
So that's another way of God saying, when you're angry, when you're acting out of anger, when you're going off on someone, just because you're mad, because maybe they said something that rubbed you the wrong way, or you woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, or I didn't get the cereal that I wanted this morning. That doesn't do anything for God. It does absolutely nothing. In fact, I think it grieves the Holy Spirit, and that's not what you want to do.
That's good. Come on, preach it.
And then Ecclesiastes, I can never say it right, 7:9 says, do not be quickly provoked in your spirit, for anger resides in the lap of fools. So not only is God saying that it's wrong to be angry, or wrong to act on your anger, He's saying that it's stupid. That anger, or actions made on anger, is just stupidity. It leads you nowhere except problems, and maybe you make someone else mad, and that's even worse. When you've got 2 mad people, nothing ever goes right unless you find the right key of forgiveness.
That's good. That's good.
In Proverbs 29:11, and again, this is talking about the idiocy behind anger. It says, a fool gives full rent to his anger, but a wise man keeps himself under control. And this is acknowledgement of God that people do get angry. He gets that something's going to happen, something's going to go wrong, and you're just not going to be feeling it that day. You're going to be in your worst mood. It's going to hit you the wrong way. And He's saying, I get that you'll get angry, but we know that when God provides us a temptation, because anger is a temptation, that He always provides you a way out. He will never ever tempt you with something that you cannot turn away from. He will always provide some pipeline for you to leave from.
Amen. Come on.
And Proverbs 29:22 says, an angry man stirs up dissension, and a hot-tempered one commits many sins. And sinning is the number 1 way to offend God. It is the way of offending God. And that's further saying that when you are angry, you do nothing right. Anger only incites more anger, or violence, or destruction, or theft. And, I mean, I'm not everyone, but I know I don't want anything of mine stolen. I don't want my face punched. I don't want to get in trouble because I said something wrong. Any of you? No. I don't think anybody does. And this I came across yesterday, actually. Mr. Rick showed this verse to me, and it hit me hard. Because I know I do this thing a lot, because I'm kind of preaching at you about how y'all are doing wrong, and how I might be doing a little bit wrong, but y'all are doing it worse. But I do a lot of things wrong too. And this verse is going to change the way I do a lot of things. It's James 5:12, and it is, above all, brothers, do not swear by heaven, or by earth, or by anything else, lest let your yes be your yes, and your no your no, or you will be condemned. I mean, that's saying, when I say, like, on the Ranch Boys, they know when I say on my baby brother, on my baby sister, they know I mean business because I don't ever lie on them. But I won't ever do anything anymore. When I say it really happened or I really did this, they know that I really did this, and they should. And that hit me hard because I've been saying it probably since I got here just because that's what everyone else said. But now I know that that's not God's way, and that grieves the Holy Spirit. And I want to talk about that word, or you will be condemned. Let's talk about how serious that is, because we hear that in other parts of the Bible, we just be like, it means that you might be condemned to hell, or you'll be punished. But what condemned really means, I asked Mr. Cody to help me look this up. He said it is to express complete disapproval of, especially in public. Synonyms are to chastise or rebuke, but you rebuke demons and devils. And it's to sentence to a specific punishment, usually death. Now, I know I'm not perfect, but I don't want to do something that angers God so badly that He condemns me because of something that I've done. And there's biblical stories of that happening. In Acts 5, 1 through 11. Mr. Rick also showed me this story last night, and I thought that it felt perfectly with this story.
Go, Mr. Rick! Yeah, Mr.
Woo! Alright, so Acts 5, 1 through 11. It says, Now a man named Ananias, together with his wife Sapphira, also sowed a piece of property. With his wife's full knowledge, he kept back part of the money for himself, but brought the rest and put it at the apostles' feet. So what he's saying here is, it's like, I bought this land for $1,000, or I sold my land for $1,000, but I'm only going to bring $800 to the church and pocket the other $200. Now, that's not right. And then Peter said to Ananias, Ananias, how is it that Satan has so filled your heart that you have lied to the Holy Spirit and have kept for yourself some of the money you received for the land? Didn't it belong to you before it was sold? And after it was sold, wasn't the money at your disposal? What made you think of doing such a thing? You have not lied to men, but you have lied to God. That hits hard. Yeah. You're not lying to Peter. You're not lying to Brother Ron. You're not lying to Mr. Cody or Mr. Matt. You're not lying to nobody. You're lying to the man upstairs. And I don't mean Mr. Miller. And it continues, and it says, when Ananias heard this, he fell down and died immediately. Peter looked at him and he said, you lied to the church and you lied to God. And he just fell down dead. Hit the floor was cold before he hit the floor. And great fear seized anyone who heard. And then young men came forward, wrapped him up, and carried him out and buried him outside the church. And about 3 hours later, his wife came in, not knowing what had happened at all. She'd known nothing. But she had known that they were going to hold money from the church. And so Peter asked her, tell me, is this the price you paid for the land, you and Ananias? And she said, yes, that is what we got paid. Peter said to her, how could you agree to test the Spirit of the Lord? Look, the feet of the men who buried your husband are at the door. They will carry you out also. And at that moment, she fell down at his feet and died. Then the young men came in and finding her dead, carried her out and buried her right next to her husband. Great fear seized the whole church and all who heard about these events. I don't think God's judgment is usually that instantaneous. It's not, you lied, you've been caught, strike again. It might be, you lied. God knows you're lying. God always knows you're lying. Yeah. Because the truth always comes to the light, no matter what.
That's right.
It might be, oh, you lied, and so you're going to get caught up in this. You might not have really had a hand in it, but you're going to get punished by man or by God one way or another. Because your wrongdoings never, ever go unnoticed. Ever. Someone notices. The Holy Spirit. God, they're the same. Or man. Someone's going to catch you. Alright. And let's go back to revenge. In Proverbs 16:32, it says, do not repay evil with evil. Just because, say, we're messing around, we're playing basketball, and Austin fouls me. He doesn't, Austin does that. Awesome. But say, instead of getting real mad, instead of going, I'm going to hit him back, or I'm going to tackle him, or I'm going to do something that's really going to get him back. What if I go, I'm just going to keep playing clean to keep the game the way it's supposed to be, not to lower myself down and hit him back. Because if he hits me, it might be an accident, it might be on purpose, nobody really knows. But if I hit him back, everyone knows that I hit him back on purpose. Everybody knows. And that only gets you in trouble. He might not have been seen hitting me first, but everyone's going to see me striking back. Everybody does, especially God. And that's where you get judged. One more. And 1 Peter 3:13 says, "Who is going to harm you if you are eager to do good?" If you have the armor of God on and you have shod your feet with peace, who's really going to come at you? If you're not going around starting stuff, is anyone really going to go out of the way to hurt you?
Come on.
Like, if I'm walking around school, minding my own business, doing my work, getting my goals done, getting everything done the way I'm supposed to be, the way I'm told it's supposed to be, is anyone really going to come after me and say, "You're doing too well, you can't be doing that, you're going to get punished"? No. I'm minding my own business, and they're going to say, "Good job, keep it up."
Smart. Good.
And while I'm getting up on my soapbox, I must remind myself, 1 Peter 3:5, God opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble. Because I know a lot of times the reason I get mad is because someone insults my pride. Say, "Oh, you're too chicken to do this. Oh, something about this." They're insulting my family's honor or my own pride or something that's really dear to me. And it hits me. It doesn't hurt my flesh, but it hurts my soul because they're insulting my pride. Well, I need to let that go. I need to let it roll off my back because God gives grace to the humble. He will let me pray for that person or pray for my own grace. Pray for my own salvation. Pray for their salvation. He will bless me because I blessed myself by not getting into trouble.
Amen.
And Leviticus 19:18 says, "Do not seek revenge or bear a grudge against one of your people, but love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord." That says, that's basically Jesus' golden rule written in the Old Testament. Love your neighbor as yourself. So I'm not going to punch myself. I'm not going to sabotage myself. Why would I go out and do it to Jamie or Zach or one of these new people that I'm glad to see here? Why would I do that? Because if, like I'm talking, or like I did earlier, if I'm minding my own business and sticking to me, if I'm only helping other people, no one's gonna come and hit me. No one's gonna come and do anything to me. As long as I mind my own business. I'm getting to the end of my message, but I can't stress enough. And Adam's about to do the same for me. You have to ask forgiveness, not from the person first, because let man think what he wants of you. But if you're not right with God, you're not right with anything.